my channel. If you're new here, my name is Dani and this is Coffee Break with Dani. Today we're going to get ready together and you are going to witness what it is like to have catastrophic defeat when it comes to the vision you have in your eyes for literally your eyeshadow. I woke up today and I was like, I want to do like a sultry, navy, charcoaly, silvery, smoky eye goodness on my eyeballs today. And I attempted it, but I don't know if it was user error or the palettes that I decided to use, but my colors weren't really cooperating. Kind of like this one hair that's like betraying my love right now. I just couldn't get them to be right. Okay, yeah, let's hear. Sympathize with your mother. Sympathize with your mother and tell him how much we struggled to apply this eyeshadow. Tell him. Tell him. It's all worth it just to see your beautiful face, let me tell you. It is all worth it. Do you guys think she knows how pretty she is? Look at her. She's just fabulous, you know? She's like a bundle of curly fabulousness. Hey, you're so pretty. So pretty. Yes, you are so pretty. All right, you guys, my camera decided to overheat, you know. What else could go wrong besides this amazing raccoon eye that we're working on right now? This video is just gonna go to show that doesn't matter how good your intentions are when you're putting on your makeup, sometimes you're just having a bad makeup day. And today, that is the day for me. But you know what? You guys don't tune in here to watch me apply makeup. You tune in to watch the stupid stuff that comes out of my mouth. Don't worry, I did not disappoint. Today we're gonna talk about stupid stuff, maybe important stuff. I honestly don't remember it because I've been sitting here for like 2 hours and I'm hungry. Anyway, if you guys wanna see how I got this look and probably do it a lot better than I did, all you have to do is keep on watching. We're gonna get ready. I don't have a topic in mind of what I wanna talk about. The only thing I do know, going in with the Olehenricksen Banana Bright Face Primer, the only thing I do know, besides that these clips are betraying my life, is that I want to do a smoky eye. As per usual. No, I want to do a really dark smoky eye, maybe something with glitter, something that's like a silvery charcoal or like a navy, glittery, grayish, bluish, blackish. Insert dark color here. I should probably get my mirror out, huh? So I could see if I'm actually doing a good job, maybe? Y'all, I'm a disaster today. 2 weeks down of distance learning. 2 weeks down officially. Let's see if this holds. There we go. Yeah, so it's been a full 2 weeks of distance learning down the drain. Oh my gosh, you guys, I saw a video from Sonia Castaneda this morning. She's one of my favorite influencers to watch because she keeps it real. I love the jokes she makes. I love her humor style. She doesn't take herself too seriously, but she also touches on topics that are serious like anxiety and depression and things like that, but she doesn't abuse it. I think oftentimes, you know what I need, you guys? And I think this would totally work, is I need those like soft yoga headbands. You know which ones I'm talking about? They look like almost like a silky turban-y elastic. I bet that would work perfectly for my hair. Anyway, what I was getting at is, I think a lot of times on social media, we see people almost overdoing or glorifying, or I'm not using the right word, glamorizing. They glamorize mental illness. They glamorize it. They use it like buzzwords. They use it as if it was something that is relevant to talk about. And I'm not saying that whoever talks about it isn't in fact someone that does suffer from mental illness, but I think that there is a very careful and responsible way of doing it where it doesn't seem like it's the cool thing to talk about. It's what you're actually going through, and you make the world seem a lot smaller for people. Anyway, so I love watching Sonia's channel because I think she does real good. That sounded weird. She does real life the real way. Like, there's no bells and whistles. She shows how she lives, how she cooks. I mean, there's no Hollywood aspect to it, and so she makes the world feel like such a small place and maybe like relatable. Like you could see, I can see myself in her shoes with whatever she's talking about. I can feel what she's talking about. I can understand what she's describing, and so it really makes the world feel like a smaller place. So I love that. I enjoy watching her channel. Anyway, so the reason I brought that up was because she posted a vlog on her very first day of distance learning with her son, and it was really cool because it was like a behind the scenes, and I was like, hey, I know what that feels like. Hey, I know what that feels like. Oh yeah, you have like 12 alarms on your, and she has one son, I have two. So I totally felt what she was feeling and what she was describing, and I was like, yep, you gotta set an alarm. And it's like, you're going to school, not just your son, you know, not just your children. You're the one that's going to school because they need your help every step of the way. I don't remember how old her son is, but I'm pretty sure he's probably 10, maybe even 12. He's older, and he still needs mom's help, you know? So I can't imagine moms that have lots of littles, you know, lots of kids in elementary school, how hard the struggle is. So when she posted her vlog, I watched it last night. I think she posted it last night and I watched it last night. She was talking about distance learning, and I didn't know that in California, Los Angeles County, that's the only choice you have. You don't have, how amazing is this foundation? Isn't that wonderful? In the last Get Ready With Me, I used the new Beauty Blender concealer. It's the Bounce Airbrush Liquid Whip Concealer, and I used it in a different color, and I just thought it was way too light. So I told you guys, I promised I was gonna go in with a darker shade and show you guys how that looks. This is in the shade 3.25 Medium Neutral. We're gonna put that right here. Oh, that's actually like my exact shade for concealer. So that's perfect. You guys, I have been postponing. This morning I was postponing, delaying the inevitable of having to film. I've had one of those weeks where I'm behind on the previous week in terms of restfulness. And so I'm behind and I'm trying to catch up. And I usually do a very good job of catching up on weeks when Parker is on the other side of town with his daughters. And so this morning I was like trying to psych myself up to get my work done because I had a busy day yesterday of doing stuff that is not filming related. So it was like editing, B-roll footage, emails. I had to take Wesley to the vet. It was more of a behind the scenes productive day. I didn't get any filming done. And so this morning I was like, yeah, gotta psych myself up. I'm doing it, I can do it. And I stayed up late last night. You guys, I don't remember the last time I stayed up past 11. I stayed up until 11 editing and getting my content uploaded for next week. And it felt good. It felt like good old Danny, like when I just started doing YouTube. Like that's when I was hitting my my high numbers, is when I was putting in all those extra hours of work once everyone went to bed. I get like this really random burst of like second wind late at night, which is weird because I usually can't make it past 6:30 or 7 without being super exhausted because I get up so early. But if I manage to make it past like 9 o'clock, I get the second burst of wind. And so I was powering through. Well, anyway, long story longer, I was psyching myself up, blow dried my hair. I was like, yeah, I put on this dress. I'm ready. I'm gonna go upstairs. I'm gonna start filming. And my neighbor directly across the street, like directly across the street, right here to my left, there's a big window and you see directly into their house. Like that neighbor, the closest neighbor possible, decides to cut his lawn. And I was like, this is a sign. This is a sign that I'm not meant to film right now. But anyway, he stopped for some reason. He's not done. Like he's half cut, but maybe he felt my energy. You know, he's like, oh man, I'm scared of that skinny girl across the street. Have you seen her arms? She could stab me with them. So he stopped, but the point of this enormously long story is to tell you that he might start again and it'll be noisy and you may or may not hear him. I know when I complain about that background noise, you guys don't usually hear it, but in case you do, 10 minutes later, that's the whole point of what I'm trying to say right now. Because I am trying to do, because I am attempting to do a very, very, very sultry smoky eye, I want to make sure that I set everything really, really well. I carried up my concealer. I don't know if you guys noticed. I carried up my concealer to my lid just to be extra safe. I don't know where I'm going at with this, the point of what I'm saying right now. Does it happen to you guys a lot? I remember when I was growing up, I would give my mom so much grief about her being absent-minded. She would be in the middle of telling me something, and then she'd be like, "What was I telling you?" And I would get so annoyed because I was like, "God, you were just telling me, like, how could it fall out of your brain?" I was kind of a jerk. Sometimes. When I was a teenager, and you know how teenagers are supposed to be jerks, that's when I was a jerk. But usually, generally speaking, I was a really good kid. I was the one that was like, "Yes, mom, no, mom, okay, mom, whatever you say, mom, yes, mom, okay, how much, how, when?" You know, I started working when I was young, and I helped my parents real young. So they had a good kid. That's all I'm gonna say to defend myself. Anyway, so my mom would be telling me a story, and then whatever she was saying or whatever she was getting at, it would just fall out of her brain. That was the best way I could describe it, is she was talking, and whatever she was talking about would just fall out of her brain. And I was like, God, how does that even happen? Like, how is that something that happened? You were just telling me. And she's like, "Ay, ¿qué te estaba diciendo? What was I telling you?" And then I'd be like, X, Y, and Z. She'd be like, "No me hagas esa cara. Don't do that face at me." I'm like, how could you forget? You were just telling me. When you get older, me vas a dar toda la razón. When you get older, you're gonna give me, how would you even say that in English? You're gonna give me the benefit of that, no. When you get older, you're gonna tell me I was right, and it's true. Like, I'll walk into the kitchen and be like, what did I walk in here for? What was the point of this? Or I'm like, "Oh my God, Mateo, where's my phone? Where's my phone? Where's my phone?" And he's like, "In your hand." And he does this. And then no. Do your kids ever do something where you want to Bart Simpson then? Okay. When I was growing up and Homer would choke Bart, I'd be like, okay, he's totally like my mom. We're not that annoying. And now that I'm a mom, I'm like, Homer, I understand. We're gonna use a new-ish brow product from It Cosmetics. So they have their universal brow pencil. It only came in one color forever. Do you remember it was Universal Taupe? Their #1 like best brow pencil in the whole planet, universe, etc., etc. Universal Taupe was the one color they had. Well, they expanded their range recently, and now they have a brunette shade, they have a blonde, they have an auburn, which is kind of cool. I can't imagine the pressure of having red hair and having to do your brows. Could you imagine? That just sounds so stressful. So, ooh, I might use that one. This one here is the blonde. This is Universal Taupe, but I'm pretty sure I'm closer to the taupe than the actual blonde. Blonde is a little too light for me right now. I think if I had my money pieces that weren't so grown out, like if they were still at the root, the blonde would look good, but we're gonna go with the taupe. Anyway, I can tell you guys this comfortably because I've said it to my mom before multiple occasions. I can say it proudly and confidently that so many of the things, if not the majority of the things that my mom said to me growing up, have in fact become true. When you have your own kids, me vas a dar toda la razón, you're gonna know that I was right, and it's true. The stuff that happens as you get older and what your kids make you feel, or how, oh, this is a little too dark. That's aggressive. Look, even Wesley's discomfort. His discomfort is showing through from the darkness of this brow pencil. Let me just put this down here so that I can make it even, and then I'll go in with the blonde. Did I accidentally grab the wrong color? How come it's not swatching that dark on my... Look it. It's the second color. Look how dark it is here. What is going on? I feel like I was bamboozled. But yeah, when I was growing up, she would say a lot like, when you're older, you're gonna tell me I was right. When you have your own kids, you're gonna see how I was right. You know, as you age, you're gonna understand, and it's true. I mean, every year there's like a new realization where I was like, oh my God, Mom, you were right. Oh my gosh, Mom, you were right. I don't have an ego. I don't have pride. Like, I don't care. If I'm wrong about something, or if I was a jerk or a dick about something, I'm gonna be like, well, babe, I'm sorry, you know? But yeah, there's so many occasions when I was growing up where my mom was like, when you get older, you're gonna understand. But it always sounded like a taunt or a threat or a tease. So I was like, whatever. But now I'm like, gosh, Mom, you're right. Mom's right about everything. I always tell my son that I know everything. Like I literally know everything. You're thinking about something? I already know you're thinking about it. And he's like, yeah, what am I thinking about now? And like 9 times out of 10, I can guess. And you see his face, he's like super impressed, but he's not gonna give me credit for it. He's like, you just got lucky. It's really cool that like 6th sense you get when you become a mom. And I don't think it has anything to do with you carrying the child, because I know plenty moms that have adopted that have this instant 6th sense once they have their baby in their arms. They're like, you're thinking about it, little Johnny, and I know you're thinking about it. Don't even think about it. Moms, man, the real superheroes, right? Y'all, my brows are way too aggressive today. I don't know if there is enough prayer to fix them. We're just gonna roll with it. But you know what? They're so bold that they're gonna match with the eye look that I'm going for today. And what are my plans for today, you guys? Nothing. I'm sitting on the couch with Parker and the girls later. That's it. That's all we're doing. Maybe eating ice cream, maybe ordering some takeout for dinner, but nothing. But I was like, you know what? I want to do a dramatic smoky eye. Like the smoky eyes that Tenny does. You guys know who Tenny is? She is a YouTuber slash influencer slash supermodel. I think she's an actor, really. Anyway, she is like the queen of smoky eyes. She makes every smoky eye look like your dream woman. Like, my favorite one of her looks is just barefaced. She has one of those faces where you're like, can I just borrow your face for the weekend? Can I just borrow it for like my laundry day? Like just so I could feel what it's like to have that gorgeous face. She has one of those faces. I need to leave my brows alone. I need to let them breathe. If I keep pushing product into my brow, I'm gonna get brow zits. Y'all, those are the worst. What is worse? Let us know in the comment section below. And I know this conversation just took a really weird turn and it's probably making some of you guys uncomfortable. I do apologize, but real talk. What is worse? An eyebrow pimple or a lip ridge pimple? You know what I'm talking about. When you get a pimple in your eyebrow, like under the hair. Oh my God, those hurt so bad. Or when you get one like on the edge of your lip around, oh my God, it's the worst. But I don't know which one's worse. I think eyebrow for me is worse because it affects my makeup applying ability. I'm a little aggressive when I draw on my brows or when I fill them in. So going over constantly with like a pencil aggressively or like brushing off the product is painful. On my lips, I'm like, I'm just gonna put some baby gloss on there and no one's gonna know the difference, you know? All right, we gotta put in, bring in, apply the reinforcements. We are gonna need as much reinforcements as possible for the look that we're gonna do. I'm gonna bring it as far down as the lip. Okay, I think I apply my makeup like a feral child, and it's just the way I am. I can't be any different. And I was looking at this morning because I hadn't put it away for months. It's just sitting out here because it's so stinking cute. It's the Revolution Beauty Revo-Pooches Palette, and this color here, or rather these two colors here inspired me, and I'm trying to shoot for a look that uses those two colors, but I'm like, that's a lot of pressure. I might need to bring in some reinforcements, you know, something else that I could use as like a brow bone highlight or something. How about this palette here? The Natural Nudes. Have you guys seen this? It's the Too Faced Born This Way Natural Nudes. It's just another palette reformatted, I think. But this would be a really good complementary palette for any type of pop of color that you want to do. It's like a perfect nude palette, and then you just need a couple pops of colors to complete any look, right? So I'm gonna go in with Swan. That's that color there. Same brush I always use, the Delium Tools 778. This formula's okay. I wish it was a little more pigmented. I feel like I'm having to dig into the pan really hard. Although I do dig into the pan really hard regardless. So I'm used to seeing like a shook stroke of color because I get in there so aggressively. Ay Dios. I do a really good job at embarrassing myself, you know? I do, I really do. Look, speaking of brow pimples, I have one right there. Luckily, it's not where the color goes. I'm just gonna emphasize it right now with my brow bone highlight. Oh my gosh, you guys, I posted a vlog this morning where, well, okay, the vlog was full of ridiculous shenanigans that have no business being on the internet. Like, it's not entertaining, but so many of you guys like find my ridiculousness entertaining, and I'm here for it. So I was complaining about how Amazon, I was complaining about, I like the color in here, but the same color is also in the Too Faced palette. All right, let's go in with Warm Rose. That color there, it's like a mauve. I was complaining about my Walmart grocery pickup and how the last 3 pickups, they've canceled my watermelon. You know, okay, first world problems, right? Like, it's just a watermelon. And if I want watermelon that bad, I need to get my hiney out of the car and into the store and get it myself, right? But I'm like, my grocery pickup canceled my watermelon. My conspiracy theory is that they don't want to carry the watermelon, and so they're just canceling my order. Well, a few of you said, same. The same thing has happened to me. And I was like, I feel validated. You know when you complain about something super dumb, but then someone agrees with you and you're like, thank you. You made me feel less ridiculous. I talk to Sam about it all the time. Like, if we're complaining about our spouses or whatever, like just stupid complaints. Like, oh, do you ever get pre-annoyed? Like, they haven't done anything, but you're just, you know they're gonna do something, so you get pre-annoyed. We either say, I need to rant or I need to vent. And our response is always, I'm ready. I'm ready. And that means shoot. What is it? And it's always something so dumb, so ridiculous. Like, Matt ate the last, you know, Reese's peanut butter cup and he doesn't even like peanut butter. And I'm like, whoa, whoa. Do I need to murder? It's always something dumb. But when you have someone to do those first world problem rants and complaints to, it's nice, you know, because then you don't have to harbor that rage. You can release the rage monster and then you don't have to like commit a homicide on a Tuesday. It's actually quite cathartic, let me tell you. All right, I'm about to do something very risky. I'm about to cross into the no turning back zone, and this may potentially ruin our makeup look, but this is not a makeup tutorial. This is just me getting ready. So if I mess up, you can't say this sucks. Well, you can say this sucks, and then you can mess up with me and then we can bond over it. I'm gonna go in with Laura Mercier Caviar Stick in Sapphire. Oh yeah, I am. And put that on my lid. We're just going for it. We're jumping in the pool. Clothes on, guys. I told you what I was shooting for. I told you what I had imagined, what I was envisioning, where I wanted to go with this. After this video, I have to film my Girl Talk part 3 or part 4. I don't even remember anymore. I want to do a very, very, very sexy smoky eye. And while I may not achieve sexy, I will definitely, with this color, achieve smoky. So we're doing it together, you guys. Hopefully it does not get yucky and messed up. I probably should have turned off the overhead fan, huh? Because that's gonna dry out the caviar stick and make it look like I have a black eye. Oh man. Oh, that's not so bad, huh? Let's do it again on the other side. Yeah, I'm so dramatic. I'm so unnecessarily dramatic. I got my lashes in there that time. But that's okay. When you guys wear really dark eyeshadow on your lid, you don't have to worry about doing a very good job with your mascara because you can't even see it anyway. Unless you have really big giant lashes, you can't really see it anyway. I got in my lower lash line. Darn it. You guys, Parker's oldest daughter, bonus baby senior, already has her license. She just got it this summer. And so we're car shopping for her. And obviously we're not trying to spend a big ol', you know, spend our life savings on it. But we also want to get her something that if she needed it to last her a few years, maybe until she gets a job and can get something better for herself or go to college or whatever, something that'll last her a bit, you know? We don't just want to throw money on a disposable car. So we're in the process of trying to find something that, you know, makes sense for someone her age that has never had something that big and such a big responsibility and stuff like that. But even though she's not my biological daughter, I can't like fight this urge of being worried, you know? And maybe I'm overstepping, maybe it's none of my business, maybe I shouldn't worry, but I can't help it. That's just the type of person I am, you know? Like if one of my good friends had a kid that was 16 and had their own car, I'd be worried. That's just how I'm wired. Let's see, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of a darker color. I think this color here, maybe, roll over. We're gonna use that one. And so I was wondering if you guys have gone through this stage in life where you have had to just throw your baby out of the nest. You know, I had instant daughters when it came to Parker. I had two littles. When I met Parker, my youngest son was still in diapers, albeit he was old to be in diapers, but whatever. They were still babies, you know, and they're still babies. And so I had these instant teenage daughters. And oh my gosh, I had the instant worry as well. And so now I'm like, are we gonna let her drive at night? Like, how are we gonna know she got to where she was supposed to go safe? Like, are we gonna track her? Can we put a tracker in your car? And I'm so worried. And I'm like, man, is this why my mom was such a psycho when I bought my car? How do you just turn it off or not worry so much? I trust Taryn so much. She's so insanely mature for her age. I don't know where she gets it from. Like, honestly, I don't know where she gets this insane maturity from, but she still doesn't stop being 16 and being curious and having friends that are probably stupid, you know? And so you just can't help but worry. So maybe you guys, if you have some advice or what you guys did, or maybe some tools or tricks that you used when your kids started driving, like how did you get more comfortable with the idea of just giving this giant weapon machine to your kid and be like, all right, good luck. You know, it's so frightening. My mom was very overprotective, you know. It was so weird to me too because like I bought my car. I paid for the insurance. I paid for the gas. Like I paid for college. And so this generation or our generation of our children is gonna have it a lot easier than I did. And so it was so weird to me because my mom was like, okay, you're leaving. This is the time. You need to get there by this time. I need you to call me and confirm that you got there. I couldn't drive at night. I couldn't have people in my car. I couldn't go anywhere to have fun. Like if I was gonna go somewhere to have fun, I needed to be picked up. My car was only to get to school and to get to work or to run errands for my parents. But it was not to have fun. I couldn't have people in my car. I couldn't go anywhere in my car. So it was pretty tricky, you know. It was very tricky, but I mean, I was a good kid. So it was like whatever my parents said is what I did. And that's what happened. And so, you know, I followed the rules. I did what I was supposed to. And so I'm like, how do we enforce that with our kids, like our kids' generation? How do we enforce it without coming off like my parents did? You know, because you don't want to hang things over your kids like, well, we bought your car, so you do what we tell you to do. Like, no one wants to live like that. It's a yucky place to be, you know? I'm gonna go in with Cocoa. It's like this slate gray. If you guys have any advice on how you did it, how you handled it, maybe special cool ways that you did it and you didn't come off as like super psycho and controlling, and you know your kids can still trust you and it's still a fun experience for the whole family. You know, I know for me, like, she's so eager to help. You know, she told me the other day, she's like, man, I really hope when I get my car, my dad lets me go grocery shopping, you know, for us. And I'm like, Who says that? You know, good kids do. All right, so we're gonna go in first with Possum, this one here. And then I think we're gonna top it off with this glittery one. But I really wanna get the base down first. So, let's see. Ooh, that's pretty. Maybe I won't even deal with the glitter. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? So pretty. Okay, so the whole point of me sharing the anecdote with you guys is, A, how does it ever get easier? How did you guys cope emotionally with not being so scared, you know, about having them out there all by themselves and getting hurt or getting into trouble? Like the feelings part. How did you cope with the feelings part? And then also, if you guys have any advice or tips or tricks on what you did to ensure that, you know, car safety and independence was being practiced in like a healthy, safe way with boundaries, but without, you know, being a helicopter parent. Parker and his co-parent are very not Mexican, not traditional overprotective helicopter parents. They're more of the parent that's like, okay, once you make your mistake, then I'll step in and guide you. And my parents were like, before you make a mistake, you can't do anything. You know what I mean? I think it's more of a me thing because of how I was raised. I think it's more of a me thing of how worried I am. You know, I think culturally, we live with our parents until we get married, and culturally we don't move away to college, and culturally we don't have sleepovers, even when we're little. I'm not talking about those kind of sleepovers, cochinas. I mean, even when we're little, tú tienes casa, you have a house. Why do you need to be sleeping over at someone else's house, you know? And so there's a big culture difference with stuff like that. And I only see it being a problem in terms of my comfort level, but not necessarily as parents, you know, like between Parker and I, because ultimately that's not my child. And the decision has to be made by the biological parents, not me. If you ask me for my opinion, I'm gonna participate, but ultimately that's not my baby. And as much as safe as I want her to be, I want the decision to come from her parents, not from me. So anyway, those are your two homework assignments for this Get Ready With Me. Isn't that funny how I always tell you guys, okay, in this video, your homework is, and by funny, I don't mean funny at all. I just mean it's kind of annoying. I don't know, you guys. It's feeling a little smudgy. The look is getting a little sloppy and I don't know how to fix it. Cover it up with some glitter. Let me go in again with this color and see if I can blur it out a little bit. I'm so curious to see how my co-parent and I are gonna be with our sons because they're still little. I mean, right now our decisions are based on, do we want them to do Boy Scouts or piano, you know? So it's pretty easy. And you know, the good thing is, and I'm very shocked about this because I didn't think we would be, but my co-parent and I are very parallel on decisions with the kids. I mean, from COVID to activities to discipline and stuff like that, we're pretty parallel. And it's nice to know because I'm a lot stricter and more old-fashioned, a lot more conservative when it comes to rearing of children. It's nice to have that support, you know, because otherwise it would be very difficult to get anywhere productive being, you know, in a co-parenting situation. I think if I don't leave my face alone, I'm gonna make it 10 times worse. So I need to back up. I need to just leave it alone. And I need to dust off all this extra powder. Ooh, so much fallout, you guys. When I looked at myself in the mirror over here, the one that doesn't have the artificial lighting, I am so not happy with the color. I mean, the color choices are perfect, but I don't think they're blending together. They're not, you know, it's like the metallic shade, then the gray shade, then the darker mauve, then the mauve on top. Like it's not really coming together the way I imagined. So I'm gonna pray a little bit. I'm gonna take a little bit more of that mauvey shade, Warm Rose, from the Too Faced palette. And I'm going to hope that by some gentle caressing with my fluffy Sigma brush, that it will all just magically blend into this beautiful bruisey rose color. I think that might have fixed it a little bit. No, there's no helping this. There's not enough Jesus to help this. We're just gonna pretend this is fine. This is fine. It's totally fine. It's fine. It's fine, you guys. It's fine. We are making this so much worse. It's okay. It's fine. Do you guys ever sit in front of the mirror just to play with makeup and then you're like, wow, this is exactly why I don't have a YouTube channel. And then you're like, oh wait, I do have a YouTube channel. Crap, I need to get better at this. You guys can't leave me unattended with makeup because this happens. It's not pretty, y'all. Oh, here we go. Taking that blue again. As if I didn't learn my lesson. When I was growing up, my mom's favorite phrase to use with me is, "Eres una terca, Daniela, eres una terca." It means you're so stubborn. You are so stubborn. You are so stubborn. And I was always like, what do you mean? I'm not stubborn. I'm just investigating. I need to find these things out for myself. And now when I see my son act like that, I'm like, oh, got it. Got it. I see myself a lot in Parker's oldest daughter as well, where we'll tell her, you know, X, Y, and Z is not the best choice. And she's like, that's okay, but I like to find out for myself, you know? It's not anything dangerous. It's not anything risky. It's not anything inappropriate. But she's just tenacious. And I don't even know if stubborn is the right word, because stubborn has a very negative connotation to it. But if she realizes she was wrong, she learns from it and she doesn't just continue down that route, you know, which is commendable, and it's also how you learn. And so we were talking about this in this weekend's vlog. Do you remember how I said it's funny how you can have two kids from the same parents and they're both so different? My youngest son is like, you tell him, hey, look, the sky is purple. And he's like, okay, mommy, you know, just, he respects authority, but at the same time, it's like, is he respecting authority or is he a follower? I need to be able to stop myself when I'm being controlling and a helicopter mom. And with my oldest, he's like, it's not purple. Look it, let me show you. And then he conducts an investigation and he realizes and confirms that the sky is purple. And he's like, well, it's kind of not purple. It's kind of just a little purple. It's not the purple you said. So there's that big difference between knowing when you're right, when you're wrong, learning the lesson, you know? So we're working on it. It's a challenge, but we're working on it. Just like we're gonna keep working on this because it's not very good. I'm gonna jump off camera, do my lashes, and I'll be right back. All right, you guys, I did the best I could, but I can't perform miracles. This is what we get, and we're just gonna go with it. Let's pretend my eyeshadow is not a disaster. This just goes to show that sometimes makeup doesn't cooperate. And today is one of those perfect examples. We're gonna go in with Too Faced Light Medium Matte Bronzer. This is the Milk Chocolate Soleil, and the same brush I always use. You guys know what? I have this secret fascination. Oh God, I forgot how good this smells. I have this secret fascination with watching people put on bronzer the way you're supposed to put on bronzer, because you guys know I use bronzer to contour. That's not the way you're supposed to use it. I mean, you could use makeup with whatever you want to use makeup for, but when you see somebody apply bronzer, it is so satisfying, because usually it's a brush that's like enormous and they just go to town, like chocolate covering their face with bronzer, and it's so satisfying. I follow someone on Instagram that does it all the time, and she does like her mommy makeup, and I'm like, oh my gosh, if I put on that much bronzer, I would look so dirty, but they just seem to pull it off and it looks so great. It's one of those things that's like satisfying to watch. What is something that you find satisfying to watch? There's so much, you know, like there's this account that I follow on Instagram. He paints with poured paint. So he has these custom trays made. I'm pretty sure he makes them himself. And then he has this like spiral Lazy Susan massive contraption thing. And so he spills paint and then he swirls it. I swear, if I'm ever rich and famous, I'm gonna buy one of his original pieces because it is so beautiful. And it's super satisfying watching him create this art. You guys, this chocolate Soleil bronzer tastes good. Don't ask me how I just found that out. I'm talking and apparently there's too much on my brush and it's getting into my mouth and it tastes good. Gross. All right, for blush, y'all already know what I'm gonna use. I'm obsessed with this. For me to use the O word, y'all know it's true. So this is the Antonyn Baked Blush in the shade Lily. It's the highlighting blushes. One of you guys commented on my Instagram and I wanted to make a point to talk about it because I also talked about it as well. One of you said, you know, it is a beautiful blush, but man, I can't justify the $42 price tag. Now, for me, I talked about it in the Walmart haul as well. I was like, dang, the price is pretty steep. But if you look at it and you kind of play with numbers a little bit, the Benefit Rockateur blush, one is in a cardboard box. This one's in a beautiful hard bamboo packaging. Can you do much with packaging? Not really. Does it matter? Not really, but if you look at those things, like you factor in the price, that's obviously gonna affect the price. Also, Antonyn is a certified organic brand. So they don't just claim to be organic, they actually are certified organic. It is a green beauty brand. And then lastly, it's almost twice as much product as Benefit Rockateur, which Rockateur is $30. So that's, if you were looking to justify the purchase of this blush, that might help you. You're welcome. Okay, and for highlighter, I don't think I've ever tried anything from Ofra with the exception of a liquid lipstick, but I went to my P.O. box yesterday and one of my friends, Crystal, CK Beauty, actually has a collaboration coming out with Ofra. It comes in this beautiful little bag and there's 3 products in her partnership. It's like her favorite picks, right? It's her top 3 favorite Ofra products. It's a highlighter and this is the Liquid to Baked Formula, Beverly Hills. Look at that, isn't that pretty? I think I'll probably do, oh, God bless you. Maybe these 2? Oh. Oh! Oh my God. Should we just do it? Oh. Oh my gosh. Okay, this highlighter is not for the faint of heart. This is not for like a natural look. This is for those of you that like to look like a unicorn riding over a rainbow with a plate of tacos. Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's no subtleties with this highlighter, you guys, like none whatsoever. If you guys are going for that natural glow, you gotta turn around and go in the opposite direction. Wow. Oh my God, that's so pretty. I kind of overdid it just a little bit, but that's okay. So no one ever. Let me see. Ooh, I see you. I see you, Siki. Look at that. Oh, wow. She knows I would love this. Oh my gosh. You know, I've been on YouTube for a very long time and I have met a ton of people that work in the same industry as I do. And I can confidently say that not everyone is as they seem. But if you want to know someone that is exactly as they seem, it's Crystal. I met Crystal in Dallas. We actually had lunch together. And the way you see her on camera, the way she acts, the way she interacts, the way she's with her daughter, the way she is, like, that is her. She is a hug. She is happiness. She is graceful. She is kind. And she introduced me to a really amazing highlighter. So she can do no wrong. Wow, this is awesome. I'm so happy that she included me in this. She didn't tell me she was gonna send it to me. It was just at my P.O. box. So happy to support my friend. Well, what should we do for her lips? Do I have anything new laying by? Yes, I do. Dolly Danger. Dolly Danger. Let's do it. Ooh, that's pretty. Is that too much though? Yeah, that is too much. I'm gonna apply it and then I'm gonna blot it. Okay. And then we're gonna top it off with our recent favorite from e.l.f. I can't get enough of this thing. I cannot. I love it. I'm gonna order another one so I can have it in my purse because this one can't leave my house. This one needs to live here forever until it runs out. But I need to have one in my purse. For sure. All right, you guys, that is it for this Get Ready With Me. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. This video just goes to show that sometimes we do have bad makeup days. Today, that day is the day for me, unfortunately. But you know what? I mean, it's kind of okay. And if you look at the bright side, I'm not going anywhere. And also, it's pretty good for 2020. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will list and link all the products that I used in the description box below, including what I'm wearing, my nail polish, all that stuff will be listed and linked in the description box below. I do have a huge favor to ask. If you guys had a great time, if I made you laugh, if you may have discovered a new potential makeup item that you're gonna add to your wish list, please hit that subscribe button or hit that like or that bell for notifications. Any sort of engagement, as little as you think it is, really helps us out so much, and we really appreciate it. So join this community of pure shenanigans. We don't take ourselves too seriously around here. I love you so much, and you know what to do. If you found this video useful, entertaining, and learned something, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, this coffee break is over. Bye, guys.